Today, G-fans, I want to make sure that we're covering a major part of the Godzilla franchise that is often overlooked. Sure, we all love a good Kaiju Explain video, but when thinking of what monster to delve into next for the series, it dawned on me, why not take a closer look at the aliens from the Godzilla universe as well? There have been rumors here and there about aliens popping up in the future of the monsterverse after Godzilla vs. Kong, so what better time than now to find out what we know about the aliens of the Toho universe. So let's begin by taking a look at the M Space Hunter Nebula Aliens. The M Space Hunter Nebula Aliens, or Nebulans for short, were introduced to G-fans around the world in Godzilla vs. Gigan of the Showa era. Underneath the giant monster fights, the Godzilla series has always been a voice warning about the damage that humans are causing to their own home planet. Nuclear weapon usage was the first warning and actually had a hand in the creation of many kaiju, yet the Showa era would later go on to discuss the matter of us neglecting our own environment by other means. The Heisei era would bring these warnings into the 90s by adding the usage of genetic tampering to the list of human offenses, but we'll focus on the Showa era since this is the only time for the Nebulans to appear in. Now, if anyone would know about the consequences of mismanaging their own planet, it would be the M Space Hunter aliens. You see, their home planet was much like our own Earth. It was occupied by a race of aliens similar to humankind. Unfortunately for them, they took their environment for granted and slowly made the place unlivable. But there was one creature that could live in these dangerous conditions, and that was their planet's form of cockroaches. To me, this idea is likely from the statements that cockroaches would survive a nuclear holocaust. Either way, these bugs survived on the planet and were able to then evolve into the aliens that we see now. While on Earth, the Nebulans would need to wear some kind of disguise to blend in with the humans. While watching the Criterion Films release of Godzilla vs. Gigan with the subtitles turned on, we see that the aliens use the likeness of missing people and then create a projection of them to make themselves appear as humans. For the older non-Criterion dubbed versions and all the other online wikis and information, it says that they actually wear the human flesh as a suit over them. I think a lot of that could be wrong due to poor translations in the past. At one point in the movie, when a backup emergency light is used on the aliens, we see their cockroach shadows behind them, something that would happen with a projection but not an actual suit. And when one of them dies at the end, you see this quick flash of blue light, and then there's the bug alien. Something that would make sense if there was a projection that suddenly stopped working at the creature's death. With plans to conquer the Earth and use it for their own new home world, the Nebulans have built a theme park called World Children's Land in Japan. From this headquarters, they planned on invading Monster Island to kill off any kaiju there that would be a threat to them. Showing off the technology of the day, the aliens would use tapes with strange sounds that would be able to control the monsters. Here, the Nebulans would use space kaiju King Ghidorah and newly introduced Gigan to destroy the people of Earth, but unfortunately for them, a tape was stolen and used, waking up Godzilla and Anguirus. Before I go any further here, let's take a look at something that could be of huge importance. The Nebulans sent Gigan and Ghidorah to Earth. They controlled them, but I can't help but also wonder, did they create these monsters as well? There have been rumors amongst G-fans for years that Gigan may be related to Ghidorah, as they're both space kaiju, are controlled by the same aliens at one point, and they both share the same golden scales on their chests. On top of that, Gigan was obviously made into the cyborg that he is now. So did the Nebulans do this? And if so, did they also create King Ghidorah? We don't know for sure, but it's a fun theory to think about. Once Gigan and Ghidorah are sent to attack Japan, Gango Kotaka would break into the Godzilla-themed children's land to rescue his kidnapped sister Machiko. Here, along with help, they would plant explosives that would kill the aliens and cripple the tower, ending the Nebulans' control over Ghidorah and Gigan. As the Nebulans lay dying in the rubble, their projections would then fail, showing off their true bug forms. Now, we wouldn't actually see the Nebulans on film again, but they would show up off screen in the next movie, Godzilla vs. Megalon, where they would loan Gigan out to the Seatopians to fight alongside with Megalon against Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. Do you want to see these guys appear in the Monsterverse or in a later Toho Godzilla film? Do you think they created or merely controlled Ghidorah and Gigan? I'd love to hear your thoughts and questions on the Nebulans down below, and as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.